sold out Carver Hawkeye Arena, Iowa City. Toughest, most expensive ticket round one. Big reason why the amazing Caitlin Clark in Iowa beginning their quest for the Final Four. About to take on the number 15 seed, Southeastern Louisiana. The Hawkeyes in front of a raucous crowd of over 14,000. Thanks so much for joining us. The NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. A look at our bracket. Georgia is on to round 2 Sunday to take on the winner of this one. Iowa and Southeastern Louisiana about to have at it. Christy winner Scott Dave O'Brien with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Happy St. Patty's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day to you, my friend. We look at Iowa, and of course they are a national treasure for the people in this part of the country. But we've got a national treasure as well. Her alma mater was Southeastern Louisiana. Robin Roberts. Yes. This is the first time her school is into the NCAA tournament.
Shout out Robin Roberts. I know you're watching, but this is such a blessing for Southeast Louisiana to have this opportunity to compete. 20-win season for the first time since 1994-95 year, and they won the Southland tournament and regular season championships this year, so they earned their way here.
Caitlin Clark has become a household name, but you know, they played their way to the championship of the Big Ten with a very balanced attack, didn't they?
They had all 5 starters averaging double figures in the Big Ten tournament. They also scored 105 points, which is a Big Ten tournament record. They share the basketball with over 20 assists per game. They have balance inside and outside, and oh yeah, they have Caitlin Clark, the stalwart, with 4 triple-doubles this season.
Big Ten Player of the Year, unanimous first-team All-American. We give you a look at the starting lineups now. Capital One starting lineups. And for Iowa, well, they get great balance, of course, outside of Clark. Sonano's a tremendous player, just got 26 on Ohio State. And a number of players shooting the ball very, very well for the Hawkeyes. They open up with the basketball here to get things underway in the first quarter. Marshall's really been cooking from three-point land. And right on cue, she hits 37%. And for the Lady Lions, they are without Alexis Horn, their best offensive player, out with a knee. Geritano will have to be the go-to. Jen Pierre's 5'4", but actually outstanding rebounder.
Yeah, no question about it. Alexis Horn, she is going to be missed in this game extensively with that knee injury. She injured it in the semifinals of the Southland tournament. They're going to have to find another way to implement that level of offense.
Horn at 5'9", averages about 12 points a game, out with a knee injury. Certainly the best offensive player for the Lady Lions, 21-9. Winners of last week's Southland Conference Tournament Championship to get their first NCAA bid. Underneath Brown, trying to spin it up there, but there's a huge size differential between these two teams. Clark on the attack and draws the foul.
Well, that's what Iowa likes to do. They like to get it and go. Caitlin Clark has a change of speed once she catches that ball in their secondary offense.
First team all Big Ten, obviously, with those numbers. And a top pick for National Player of the Year. 20 times she scored 25 points or more. Just remarkable.
I mean, she has averaged 27 points for 3 seasons. So she's been at the top of everyone's scout for 3 years, and no one can do anything with her. She has been phenomenal. 8 assists per game, as well as 7.5 rebounds.
Sarah Cunningham will drop it in, the 5'7" junior from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. One of the few players on this Lady Lions team not hailing from the state of Louisiana. And Gazzardo, the head coach. Her team rallied twice in the Southland Conference Tournament for wins, and that one dead on. Right on the money. You never get tired of seeing that.
Well, she has her cape on early, and she replicated a shot right from there at shoot-around this morning and got up on the table and replicated what she would do to the crowd to egg them on as well.
Cunningham, another good look, and knocks that one down. SLU's most improved player. She'll make about 38% from the three-point line. Inside, Sonano can't get it to go. Clark with a little fall away, got it.
Oh boy, the fader.
She's got a quick 7.
Man, she's got a quick release on that fader. Talking about not being able to do much with her defensively. That is a tough shot to guard.
Brown kicks it out. Cunningham trying to keep on rolling, but short. She followed her own miss very nicely to keep that alive. Pierre scooting inside. Warnock knocked it away. Here's Clark, certainly within range.
She thought about that.
She sure did. Pierre came in and committed the foul.
I mean, watch right here, the separation. She likes to move to her left bit. Oh my goodness, that's just filthy. And then right here, she gets the rebound. We said she averages 7.5 boards, and that just looks so effortless by Caitlin Clark.
Marshall off the iron and tipped to the Lady Lions. The school located about 45 miles northwest of New Orleans.
You see what Iowa's doing defensively here. They're going to mix it up. They like to play man-to-man, some 2-3, and they like to get into some junk defense if they have to as well, some triangle and 2. Lisa Bluter has been known to utilize.
Sonano coming in with 17 points, 7 rebounds per game. In her own right, one of the best players in the country.
No doubt.
Mark slamming on the brakes. It won't fall for her. She's 39% from three-point land.
Oh, I love Kate Martin. She is called the glue by the Iowa faithful here. You'll see a lot of T-shirts. There's just so much support for this team that returns 11 to their roster this year.
Well, you talk about a quick opportunity on the other end of the floor. Marshall could not lay it in.
And she just mistimed her footwork on that, but what a great pass by Clark.
And downstairs, Chrissy Brown, 5'9" junior. Averages 6.7 rebounds with the strike. And Southeastern Louisiana hanging right in there.
And a little jump coverage there defensively.
That's a travel. Traveling violation. Back over to the Lady Lions.
Well, let's see the Showtime-esque pass by Caitlin Clark, the push ahead bounce pass right to Gabby Marshall, who just couldn't time her steps properly to finish it off. But that's what Caitlin Clark does. She initiates offense. 52% of Iowa's offensive production comes from Caitlin Clark either scoring or facilitating the ball to her teammates. That's incredible in terms of what she brings to the table for the Hawkeyes.
Number 2 scorer in the country. Bell with a misfire. And Clark will be fouled again. Jen Pierre with the reach and picks up the personal. And there's your number. 52% of the Iowa points. Caitlin Clark will account for those.
I mean, that's just insane, right? When you're talking about Player of the Year candidates, the way that I figure it is take each of the candidates in your mind off of the court. And what will the team do without said player? And for me, you take Caitlin Clark off the floor. I mean, that just creates so many issues for Iowa.
Tough shot there. Got it to go past Cunningham.
Her change of speed and length. No one really talks about how big she is as a guard. She's 6'1", and she's lanky. She can get by. She has different gears of speed, that burst of energy to the rim.
Gaetano with a nice give underneath and a quick strike. Natalie Kelly, the 6'3" junior, with the bucket. Warnock harassed and knocked away. 5:02 to go in the quarter. 12-8 Iowa.
Well, Caitlin Clark, this is the change of speed I'm talking about. She's still surveying between the legs, changes direction, and changes her speed. That's tough to cover. I don't care if you're the first, second, or third line of defense. That's a problem for you. She applies so much pressure with what she does with the ball.
Clark with a triple. Yes. She is sizzling right away with 12.
Oh, my. She is ready to run it back this postseason. Iowa lost to Creighton last year in Sweet 16. Wanted an opportunity to run it back. Sonano came back for her 5th year.
Bell around and out. Now Falter looking inside. Sonano got great position and will draw the foul. And so far early on, no shot here, the Caitlin Clark show.
It's the CC show. Caitlin Clark has her cape on early at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Knock it in. A triple on this one.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, Caitlin Clark has just been phenomenal out of the gate. She hasn't missed a shot yet. She's 4 of 4 from the floor, knocking in threes as well. I mean, she is on a mission, folks. She wants to win. She wants to lead her team to the next round and beyond, coming off of a double pin down right there for a triple. She is just different.
Coming off that Big Ten title game, we talk about all those assists. I mean, she wound up with a triple-double, 17 assists in that game.
Oh my goodness, and she probably could have had 18 because there was this phenomenal pass at that game, Dave, and it was reminiscent to the one that she threw to Gabby Marshall. Up ahead, bounce pass, right on time and target for a teammate, but someone set an illegal screen or something. But oh boy, I mean, she just has so much wisdom with her skill set and the way that she can survey and strike, whether she's scoring or facilitating for her team. I mean, it's just been special to watch her over the last 3 seasons.
Well, it sure has.
She's been fantastic.
She has become a national star. Here's Bell trying to go to work in that paint. Tough shot there, won't drop. And knocked out of play, and Southeastern Louisiana will keep it. Their first 20-win season since 1995.
I mean, you have to give them credit. Resilience is the word that they have used as a touchstone for their mentality and their competitive maturity this year. Winning the regular season and tournament titles in the Southland Conference.
Giratano getting inside for a couple, and she's got to show up big today. 12 points a game, named the Southland Conference Tournament MVP. Inside, going to that left hand. Sonano, beautifully done.
Sonano is tough to stop in the paint. 67% shooter from the floor.
Yeah, you repeat that, you're like 67%.
And it's under duress. It's not like it's wide open shots down there. It's just to hold her position.
Brown slamming on the brakes. Nice shot there by Chrissy Brown. Ayla Gazzardo says she has the best basketball IQ on the team. Clark hit the deck. Cunningham in transition, gives it away. The theft by Molly Davis. She of the famous headband.
The Molly Davis headband fan club is in Carver Hawkeye.
It's a thing, big thing. Nice give underneath. Sonano again. And now the Hawkeyes opening it up to 21-12.
Well, Sonano does such a great job of setting her position inside up early. That post position, she has been waiting to play that. She was behind Megan Gustafson, who was Player of the Year a couple of seasons back. But she has waited her turn in line like at an amusement park, and now she's been playing and riding that roller coaster the last couple of games.
Davis with a hit to make it 23-12, and that'll bring on a timeout. With 2:24 to go in the first.
Well, the law firm has gone to court here today. The law firm is working well together. Look at this pass in from Clark to Sonano.
Carver Hawkeye packed to the gills. All tickets sold out for both sessions in 52 minutes on Monday. Going for $150. Vivid seats. We thank you for that. And it's full capacity here for the entire home season for the first time in program history. This is a special season.
It is a special season with special players. 11 returning to the roster for Lisa Bluter in her 23rd season on the sidelines here at Iowa. But all 5 starters have been playing together for now their 3rd season. So there's a lot of fantastic chemistry that they have created and camaraderie as well. And this is who they're here to see, Dave.
So your player of the year, we talked about this a little bit earlier, is Caitlin Clark. Not to say she doesn't have competition for that award, but I think, you know, when she hit that shot against Indiana here.
You were here.
At the buzzer, saw that. I really believe that shot, that moment, lifted her into a different category. Not to say she's the only great player in the country. That's not true. but she is the brightest star right now, and I think that shot elevated her to a different level.
Absolutely, and then what she told our Holly Rowe right after that game too is, I knew it was money when it left my hand, and she was hugging her. It's fantastic. But Caitlin Clark, her heroics on that play, boom, oh, and then she got up on the table and egged on her fans here, started running all over the place. The energy and the swagger that she plays with is just so much fun to watch, and it gives the next generation of young basketball players, boys and girls, permission to play with passion. When you see her playing in her purpose and all the work that she has put in to her game, she is permitted, she is allowed to do that. And it's not being cocky, it's being loving of the game. Give her that. It's so great to see a player with all of her emotions on her sleeve.
To me, there's so much Taurasi in there. There's so much Larry Bird in there, you know? Everybody knows she's going to take that shot. Everybody in the world knows she's going to take it. And she hits it. Great strike on the other end, and Stokey able to lay that up and in for two.
No doubt about it. I mean, I see a lot of Taurasi in her, Diana Taurasi's moxie and just her competitive will.
Bell straight on with a triple, buries that. Taylor Bell, the freshman. She was vital in the Lady Lions' magical run in the Southland tournament. She had 22 points in the championship game.
She's on the all-tournament team there, and vital part of their efficient offense.
Martin open, yes, with a three. Kate Martin knocks it down.
She's a 39% shooter from range. Kate Martin is an unspoken heroine on this team. She has so much to do with their success overall. She's their Swiss Army knife, if you will. She plays tough defense, she boards well, and she can knock down threes with ease.
Cunningham with a jumper, got it. Seven, a nice first half. 5'7" junior.
Solid with it, 38% from range. And what this offense is going to provide for Iowa. Look at the spacing here. They're in a 1-4 flat. Take it down, utilizing the clock.
Final seconds of the opening quarter here at Iowa City. 28-17, the Hawkeyes. Clark looking to get open. Well, she's open when she gets to midcourt. On the drive, off the iron. And that's how the first quarter comes to an end with Iowa in front 28-17.
It has been a solid performance for these Iowa Hawkeyes fans who have packed the house 15,000 strong. It's a sellout.
This proud alum is incredibly proud of the Southeastern Louisiana Lady Lions. When I visited you on campus a while back, I knew there was something special. And now you are the first in our program's history to make it to the big dance. I got my dancing shoes on, cheering you on, and of course, line up.
She's just the best.
That's so awesome. I love her. I saw she was a cum laude graduate. I was a thank you, Lordy. Graduate.
Clark on the spin inside and banks it in and draws a foul too. Foul on Cunningham.
Well, that's what Caitlin Clark does. She's feisty defensively, corrals it, pushes tempo, put the spin move on it. Oh my, hangs in the air and finishes inside on two players.
Mom and dad in the house, brothers too.
Yes, they are here cheering on Caitlin Clark. They are highly supportive of Caitlin. Her younger brother Colin is still in high school. He's a basketball player as well.
Harvey in and out. Asia Harvey and knocked away. 9:31 to go before halftime. Warnock with the foul. Lady Lions, by the way, one of 4 teams making their debut in this NCAA tournament. As much as the tournament is for the big guys, I mean the South Carolinas, the UConns, the Iowas, it's just as much for Southeastern Louisiana to get here. Ayla Gazzardo's team had a couple of miracles to pull off. So even sweeter for them.
No question about it. I mean, that's your goal throughout the summer and the workouts that you do in the fall and non-conference portion of the season.
Clark again beating everyone to the opposite end for 2. She's off to a great start with 17.
She is a lightning bolt when she has the basketball in her hands. Caitlin Clark with an amazing start here in the first half.
Bell on a tough drive, draws the foul. Kate Martin trying to stick with her. And a freshman from Shreveport will head to the line where she makes 66%. Lady Lions, not a big scoring team necessarily, just 7 times this season, scoring 70 or better. So they have to do it on the glass and defensively. They struggle to hit shots, just 41% for the year, 30% from 3. But they made huge shots in their conference tournament.
No question about it. I mean, they were down by 11 points. And they fought back against Lamar and had to earn that win.
Had an overtime win in the semifinals. They were down 7 with 90 seconds to go and rallied to win that one.
But it's been about their defense. I mean, they only give up 54.5 points per game. They lost to Alabama and LSU on the road by a combined 11 points. So, I mean, they're fighting. They're battle tested. Now some zone by Iowa, 2-3.
Shot clock to 10. Pierre outside the 3. Got the jumper up there, but around and out. Sonato hauling in 7 rebounds a game. She was named to the Wooden Award late season top 20. She needs some empty space on the shelf too. Rolling to the basket for an easy 2.
The law firm, that's all I'm going to say. They are connected at the hip. Monica Sonato said, I want to come back and play with Caitlin Clark, because who wouldn't want to come back and play with a player who's going to put the ball right in your hands when you want it and when you need it.
Bell with a jumper and swishes it in. The rookie for 2. Warnock thought about it. Martin will shoot it. Much too strong. Pierre wants to push the tempo. Shortest player on the floor, to really nice give, and Brown converts.
Yeah, Pierre committed 3 players to the ball in transition there, and a nice dump off dime to the weak side for a wide open look right there at the rim.
Watch Pierre play defense. She's the real deal. Stolen away. Giartano in transition. And will offer up a long one. No. Followed her own miss, trying to keep it alive. Another scrap for that. Clark, one of those hitting the deck. And they get a timeout. 35-23.
When you have Clark and Sonato on the floor together, court is in session. The law firm getting it done once again.
Coming up at halftime, Degree in the studio will preview some of the higher seeds as first half action is now officially underway. Caitlin Clark doing Caitlin Clark things, but you're not impressed with that stat.
I mean, we know Caitlin Clark is going to get buckets, but the best is when buckets come from defense. 9 points off of turnovers for Iowa. Give them some defensive credit as well.
And for Iowa, it's best when buckets come from everybody. Shooting 65%, they're nailing their open look.
Sharing the wealth, all of that and more coming up at the half. For now, we get it back to Obi and Christy.
Well, thank you very much. Sharing the sugar, as we like to say.
Yeah.
And doing that, the block. Eye out of the sky by Warnock. 35-23. 7:06 to go. Before halftime here, sold out at Carver Hawkeye. Rebecca and I were here for their victory over Indiana. I haven't heard many crowds that could match that one all season long anywhere.
Ridiculous decibels in terms of the noise.
Warnock, a triple. Right on the money.
5 of 8 now from 3 for Iowa. And going back to what was said in studio about Iowa's defense, that's something that Lisa Bluter has wanted this team to improve upon for the last 3 seasons. And the first year, they were in the second half defensively in the Big Ten. Last year, right around the middle. And this year, almost at the top in terms of their defensive efficiency. So yes, it has been their defense that has provided the pace control for the Hawkeyes this year.
Well, they force another turnover and get the basketball back. Here's Clark working on a 17-point game already. Sonata, how about that give? Flips it up. Definitely feels like she should have had that one.
Yeah, right in front of the rim. That's a gimme shot for Monica Sonata on most occasions, 67% of the time.
Bell got a pretty fair look. Sonata just dropped 26 on Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. On the turnover. Brown bouncing for Pierre, right back to her to lay it in. That's beautifully done by the Lady Lions.
The Lady Lions are not going anywhere. We need a live look in Robin Roberts' living room right now on that play because
on that one, yeah.
That was pretty tough.
I guarantee she'd love that one. Now the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship first round continues today on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game and times and networks, go to NCAA.com.
So many great games. March Madness in full effect right now. 6 games. You can get in the win column. You take home that trophy. Only one team can get it done. But I love the fight right now by the Lady Lions. There, just not quitting. They're right there. They could have folded up their tents.
Yeah. And you talk about enemy territory.
Yeah, with Horn being out as well for them, their leader in scoring and leadership qualities that she brings vocally.
Warnock beat everyone to the basketball and hung on the iron very tantalizingly, and a foul on the deck. Warnock a little upset she couldn't get that one to drop. Natalie Kelly will pick up the foul. 38-25 the Hawkeyes, and Clark will check it in from the baseline.
Well, Iowa's had a couple of shots trickle right off the rim like that, but they're still shooting 58% from the floor.
Clark with a 14-footer off target. Iowa, a powerhouse offense, ranking #1 in the country in scoring, about 88 points per game. Second opportunity coming here off the back of the iron. Stolke downstairs. Open look here for Warnock. Iowa crashing the glass, but the Lady Lions will have the basketball. Chasing their 22nd win of the season. A little bit of green in those uniforms as well. 25 points. Caitlin Clark responsible for 25 of Iowa's 38.
Oh my. I mean, points and assists in that stat as well. I mean, she just does so much for the squad.
Bell digging and traveling. Got a whistle for the turnover. Taylor Bell really active, and they're trying to find her in that lane. She's tough to stop, but a travel.
Anna Stolke, the freshman for Iowa, has really done a tremendous job this season, coming in, playing just under 15 minutes a game.
A Big Ten 6th player of the year.
Yes.
Oddly, not named to the all-freshman team. I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't know, but she's shooting 61% from the floor. I mean, she showed you right there what she's able to do on the defensive end. She boards the ball well, but she's next up after Monica Sonata graduates.
Martin bouncing for Stolke, gets tied up on the double and travels with it. Tough D there for Southeastern Louisiana.
Well, she was surrounded by 3 defenders, and she had already put the ball on the floor. So she had no other way of escape other than her teammates relocating to get in her vision to give her an outlet, but no one can do that quickly enough.
Lady Lions with a chance to get within 10.
More zone by Iowa here.
Here, airborne, yes! Tough shot for the 5'4" freshman out of Springfield, Louisiana.
Iowa has the size advantage, but you can't measure heart.
Sonano taking a little bump there, but it dropped in anyway. She kind of hunts out contact.
And no double team came her way. Single coverage on the interior for Monica Sonano. She has that quick flick of the wrist on that baby hook down to perfection.
Bell off the fake and banks it in. I think you've got to be really impressed with Taylor Bell.
No doubt.
Clark, no. Fight for the rebound. Hawkeyes win it back. Downstairs, Sulky on a great give from the All-American. Clark with assist number 5. Giordano around and out.
I mean, Caitlin Clark is on triple-double watch, and we're not even to halftime yet.
Lane opens up, and she'll lay it in. Where you just can't sleep for a second.
And you have to have your head on a swivel. They're the brothers.
Bell lost it. Clark ahead for Davis and will lay it in on a foul too.
Caitlin Clark continues to make play after play, connecting the dots with her teammates. And then watch this dime. After she gets this one to drop in, just perfectly placed pocket pass to Molly Davis, who gets tagged on the way up.
Clark's amazing to watch live, but when you see her in super slow-mo like that, I mean, you really see her vision.
Absolutely. And her awareness of her teammates. Hannah Stokey fought for that possession, and she gave it right back to her. So she has the respectability, too, of her teammates.
Sure.
To know, hey, you dug it out of the mud, Hannah Stokey. I'm going to get it right back to you so you can tie a bow on that effort.
An instant reward, yeah.
Absolutely. You'd love to see that.
2:02 to go here before halftime, and Iowa on one of those runs. They open it up to 46-29. The officials to the monitor. Dickerson, Hobbs, and Seals, the officials here for our second game of the day. Georgia knocking off Florida State earlier today in the first one.
Georgia did a fantastic job defensively in that game, especially in the fourth quarter to close it out. Florida State shorthanded because of injuries. They were able to get the job done in advance.
So they're reviewing the foul to see if there was something extra there, because there's a hit to the head as Molly Davis went to the deck.
Contact above the shoulders. They're always going to look at that to see if there was excessive contact or if it was a basketball play.
Taylor Bell committing the foul. So the officials continue on the review. Meanwhile, a mini run here, 6-zip for Iowa. It took all of 58 seconds. They can score fast.
Because of their defense, right? They were able to get the stops. They got some steals, live ball situations where they could push tempo the other way. They got the glass work. They take it off the backboard and take it down the other way instead of taking it out of the net.
Getting word now after the official review on what's going to happen. 2:02 left in the second quarter. And we'll get the word here.
Well, they have upgraded it to an intentional foul. Here's a good look at it right here. Bell's going to swipe and connect. And that's just a lot of extracurricular contact on the way up.
Yeah, that seems to be the correct call. And meanwhile, Kate Martin will check back in for the Hawkeyes. We're threatening to go on a devastating run right here.
We're going to upgrade that play to an intentional foul for unnecessary contact. 2 shots for Iowa by any player, and the ball at half court.
So not a legitimate attempt to play the ball. Contact designed to negate The position, contact away from the ball, designed to stop the clock. Excessive hard and or unnecessary contact.
And I think that's what it was right there, the unnecessary contact. And they're going to have Kate Martin take the free throws on that.
She's 85% at the line. She was really an unsung hero in Iowa's thrilling win over Indiana. She had 19 points in that game and drills them both.
That's why Lisa Bluter and all the fans in here call her the glue. Probably some of that glue kept Molly Davis's headband on when she got hit on that.
You don't know that to be true, but it is kind of amazing the knock she can take.
Come on.
The headband doesn't go anywhere.
I know.
Like a life of its own.
It has a Twitter page of its own too now. Molly Davis's headband.
Transfer from Central Michigan. Very popular player among the Hawkeyes and the fans. 48-29.
Solid spacing here by Iowa. Trying to get it high-low or give an opportunity to drive it.
Stokey does exactly that. The 6'2" freshman.
I love her game, and the upside is so thrilling to think about.
Brown kicks it out. Cunningham's triple and absolutely buried it. Good looking shot. She's taking a lot of threes, but she hits 38%.
Yeah, she sized that one up. Great spacing. Got the ball reversed and got it kicked out.
Pierre reaching in. She'll commit her third foul. Trying to stick with these larger guards for the Hawkeyes. That's tough sledding.
Well, sometimes when you're small and quick like that, you have to give more space, right? Because the strides are different for the person who you're guarding. Can't guard as closely as someone your same size.
So Davis to the line, an outstanding foul shooter, 87%. The third straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN through Sunday, April 2nd, when we crown a champion. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Champion will be crowned in Texas. Clark back on. 1:21 before halftime.
2 regional sites in Seattle and Greenville, South Carolina. It's new this year for the women's tournament.
This one is the Seattle Regional 4. Iowa City. Clark with it. Falter had it knocked away in a clean play, but Iowa will have the basketball. Leading 52-32.
13-4 advantage for Iowa in their fast break points. And they want to get that ball, get that push ahead pass and finish.
Clark giving it up, and she's been doing a great job of that. O'Grady here on St. Patty's Day.
Get it in, Dave. No, I love Addison O'Grady. She is next up as well. She and Hannah Stokey, they just have such a bright future together on the interior for the Hawkeyes.
Brown gives it up. Here's Marshall. Clark has to run it down. No chance on that play, and they turn it over.
I mean, the chemistry and connectivity and fluidity of the offense for Iowa is just unmatched. Addison O'Grady, the recipient of another great pass by Caitlin Clark, the stalwart of facilitation for the Hawkeyes.
Loose ball, and nice job to hit the deck. Falter getting away with that, and thrown away by Clark. And a rare turnover. The kick out for Brown, but too strong. And that will do it. That is the end of the first half. Hawkeyes with a big-time burst to open up a 54-32 advantage.
Well, Caitlin Clark in the first half has been simply phenomenal. 19 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Halftime here at Iowa City. El, Andrea, and Rebecca coming your way at the break. In front of a packed house at Iowa City. Iowa chasing their 27th win of the season, coming off a championship in the Big Ten tournament.
And to the Lady Lions' credit, they have not wilted in this environment whatsoever. They have been built for this all season long. The word for them has been resilience all year.
Underneath, Sonano gets him started here in the second half. Already into double figures, 19 for Clark. Cunningham and Brown, the top scorers for the Lady Lions.
And Iowa sticking with their zone. They started out in man-to-man in the first quarter, but as the game has gone along, they have really stuck with their zone. I think they feel most comfortable with it in terms of how they're rotating.
SLU will keep it, 56-32. Victory today for Lisa Bluter would be the 847th and a great coaching career for Iowa.
38 overall season for Lisa Bluter, 23rd on the sidelines with Iowa.
Pierre slamming on those brakes and a foul on the play. She can stop quickly. Debbie Marshall will get that foul.
And one other thing about Lisa Bluter, she has her daughter on her staff, Hannah Bluter, for the last couple of seasons, and that's been a really wonderful dynamic to watch.
Lisa's got a great thing she does where she puts everybody in a circle. Now, a lot of coaches do that. They talk about the game plan, they talk about the opponent. She asks them oftentimes to close their eyes and visualize what they want to have happen in the game. So it's not uncommon to watch them after one of the workouts. Everyone's got their eyes closed, maybe laying on their backs, visualizing. She's a big, big fan of that.
And I love to see that after shoot around today. They even did it. They sit crisscross applesauce in a circle and they visualize what they want to get done for the game that day. And there's a lot to be said for that.
Kelly with her third foul. Just getting started here in the third. It's a lot of wins, 846 W's for Coach Bluter. Clark, great dish. Sonano at the finish. They just keep topping one after the other.
I mean, that pass. Caitlin Clark just took all the leather off the ball with the velocity of that pass to Sonano. Outstanding.
In the corner, Cunningham knocks it down. He's played a strong game.
That's what you may give up when you're in that zone if you don't move and that ball is in the air.
Not there for Clark. Bell off target. Rebound comes out high, right at the line. Pierre, no. Going to get a second effort here thanks to the play of Brown on the rebound. That triple. That'll miss by Cunningham and back over 8:07 to go.
Just watch this look by Caitlin Clark. I mean, how does she make that pass? Well, first of all, how does she make the decision to make that pass so quickly in that moment? I mean, that's what separates her, her ability to make plays for the team.
NCAA assist leader. Off balance, that won't drop. Cunningham wanted a foul. 58-36. Again, not a seat to be had. They were all gone in less than an hour when they went for sale. Actually, every game here. Georgia a winner over FSU earlier, 66-54. They await the winner. Martin battling for the rebound. The Lady Lions come away with it. Cunningham. Here's Bell with a long heave, but no.
And the fact that every single home game for Iowa has been a sellout for the Hawkeyes this year.
Marshall got a great look. Sonano tipping it out high, and a second chance now for the Hawkeyes. Loose ball and a tie-up. Possession arrow will take it to the other end.
Well, I appreciate the hustle right there by Monica Sonano, getting down and dirty for the basketball. She had to readjust her knee pads on that one. She fell straight down on her knees.
We had a chance to talk to both Caitlin and Monica yesterday after the workout, and you can see the chemistry even when they're not passing the basketball to each other. It's really terrific.
Oh, they love one another, and you can tell the whole team has that. They have so much joy that they play the game with, and you can't measure that. Not every team has it either.
Cunningham around and out.
They're really trying to face guard Caitlin Clark and not allow her to get a touch.
Pass to Warnock, and that's going to go out of play.
Pierre was sitting right up underneath of Caitlin Clark.
Talk about that law firm
Hey,
of Sonano and Clark.
Iowa Sue.
Iowa Sue, you had a chance to chat with her earlier and
Yeah,
take a couple of pictures.
yeah, she's so great.
It's a lot of different T-shirts honoring the Hawkeyes this season all around this arena, all over town.
Yes, for each player too, not just
Right.
the law firm, not just the glue. You know, every player. There's a lot of love shown to them in this community.
Foul here with 6:18 to go in the quarter. And a push by Pierre. That's her fourth foul. Jen Pierre is a real spark plug for the Lady Lions, but in trouble here. And she's going to have to hit the bench.
She was the one that was really being pesky in terms of denying touches for Clark. And now,
And another whistle. They're trying to stick with Clark. This time Cunningham. Easier said than done. Her third. Doing all they can to keep number 22 at bay.
trying to limit her getting the ball because they know how dangerous she is with it.
Zips that one and around and out. Marshall with the misfire.
Gabby Marshall had struggled at the beginning of the year, shooting only 24% from three, but in the Big Ten tournament, she shot 61% from range and had 7 in the semifinals from three.
Whistle here with 5:55 to go and a turnover. And with Stulte coming back on for Iowa. And the Hawkeyes also bring on Sydney Offholder, the 5'11" sophomore. Right around midcourt, Cunningham. Warnock with the rebound, and here come the Hawkeyes. Talked about the buzzer beater against Indiana, but a lot of great wins over the course of the season, and another foul. This one on Flowers. So the fouls are racking up here for Southeastern Louisiana.
And they're off the ball, trying to contain the touch for Caitlin Clark. They are tracking her every move that she makes.
Clark will loft it up there and swish it in with a three. Such a quick release. That's an understatement.
Come on.
Giordano will draw the foul. Clark trying to slow her down.
Caitlin Clark has not touched the ball for the last couple of possessions. She got it this time, and she loves drifting to her left. Boom, all net. And then a touch to the collarbone. Teammates loving it. They know. You see, they're not that excited. She does it all the time. You know, when excellence is consistent, you don't need to celebrate it as much. You know, she's just, that's what she does.
She's always battling, too. She did not think she committed a foul there. It seemed to allow herself to get talked into it, like maybe I did. Okay, the big smile on her face.
Well, she's the ultimate competitor, and you have to appreciate that in her in terms of what she brings to the floor, that fire in the belly.
Marshall up top. Pass did get there. The basket did not, but Stulte underneath will draw the foul. Hit by Harvey.
What Iowa does, they get the ball to the right people at the right time. Caitlin Clark is the leader of that. Stulte has great hands inside, just didn't get enough of a spin on that one to drop home.
Stulte out of nearby Washington High in Cedar Rapids. She was the Iowa Gatorade High School Player of the Year.
And you hear the cheering for her because she's only shooting 45% from the free throw line. She's had games this year where she's been frustratingly inefficient from there, but the fans are giving her a lot of love and support after knocking those two in.
That might be the best example of how in it the fan base is.
Absolutely.
Here at Iowa. Flowers, a determined dribble on the kick off Bell, and out it goes back over to the Hawkeyes. So we had a timeout. All Hawkeyes right now 63-38 here in round one. We take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance.
Well, it has been all Caitlin Clark, flirting with yet another triple-double. She has 9 in her career, 4 of those 9 this season alone. She has just been magnificent on all 3 levels and on both sides of the court. Her defense, phenomenal. Her offense, fiery. Caitlin Clark is on a list like this with 2,500 points already, and only a junior.
Jones born right here. No. Iowa producing great individual players, great teams as well.
Yeah. I mean, you've just seen so much in the 23-year career by Lisa Bluter and the players who she's coached here. I mean, you have Megan Gustafson's number retired in the building. She was the player of the year her senior season when they went to the Elite 8 just a handful of seasons ago.
Warnock on the move. And gets it to go +1. Strong.
McKenna Warnock, another unsung hero for Iowa, gets tangled up here, powers through right there, and somehow, some way gets it to go in. She's not coming back for her 5th year because she's going to dental school. So that's a decision that she recently told everyone, and that was quite something. I think it was around right before the Big Ten tournament. She made that announcement. So you just have to respect what these young women become. I mean, you're going to be a pro. It might not be a pro basketball player. Some of them may be that, but you're going to be a pro in something, right?
Playing some tough D. Bell with a misfire. Sonata would like to be a podiatrist.
Yes.
Today. On the run. Nice block there by Bell. Best defensive play today by the Lady Lions. Covered a lot of ground.
It was an excellent pass. Push ahead pass by Clark, but sniffed out by Bell. She just negated any possibility of that shot going in.
Clark to the bench. That is not her happy place.
No.
Falter on the spin, denied initially. Stuelke, and that's a travel.
Stuelke seemed to have hopped before she put the ball on the floor, and that was whistled to travel correctly.
Iowa winning the Big Ten tournament by dropping 105 points on Ohio State in the title game. They are tough to keep up with.
All 5 starters averaged double figures in the Big Ten tournament. They beat Purdue, and then Maryland, and then Ohio State for the championship. Back-to-back titles in the Big Ten tournament for Iowa for the first time ever.
Maryland final hurt one of us at this table particularly badly.
No, it's all hoops, it's all hoops. It was beautiful basketball. That's a word Lisa Bluter uses all the time. It was beautiful.
Bell with a jumper, no. And the Hawkeyes take it back to number 2 seed here.
The number 2 seed, a lot of people were discussing whether they could have received the number 1 seed for what they were able to do. And
Stuelke really worked and banked it in. She earned that one.
She's just flat out solid in there.
Yes, 6'2" freshman. You can see her becoming a big star in time here. That inside game.
Yeah, she has a lot of traction with the minutes that she has earned this year.
Rutano with a little bump, couldn't get it to drop, and Bell commits a foul, and that's an unfortunate foul. Deep in the backcourt. That one didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
2:55 left in the quarter. Number 2.
She'll have to take a seat. Bell goes out of the game, and she's been a difference maker in terms of the energy
Yes.
that the Lady Lions have brought to the floor.
You mentioned she had 22 points in a championship game in the Southland tournament, 17 in the second half against Lamar. So she came up huge to earn that bid. First time ever in the tournament.
They needed her. I mean, she's only 3 of 13 from the floor offensively, but I think defensively she's brought a lot of firepower to the court in this game.
Stolke with 1 of 2. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Harvey with a line driver that won't fall. 1 and done. The winner of this game will take on Georgia on Sunday. Feed here for Stolke. Lady Bulldogs with a nice win over FSU earlier today on this floor. Sonano, well, you're not going to move her down there.
No. I mean, she set that up perfectly on the catch. She knew the second line of defense was going to be there trying to wall her up, and it didn't disrupt her rhythm whatsoever.
You talk about Sonano now. If they move on and play on Sunday, it's going to be her last home game. And she was talking about, you know, will you be thinking about the emotions, a tie up here? She said, not in the moment. I can't afford to do that. You know, this is the last time I'm going to do this. The last time I'm going to walk out onto the floor. But she said at some point it is going to hit me.
Right. She said it may be emotional for her, but she doesn't want to take herself there. And I think as a competitor, you don't want to entertain losing. You don't want to entertain the last of anything. You just want to be in the moment. And that's that mental fortitude that you need to compete at your highest level and be a star in your role.
Inside, Clark will add to the total. Now to 24 points on 9 of 14 shooting.
She has 9 assists and 5 rebounds as well. And rebounding has been something that Lisa Bluter has seen grow in Caitlin Clark's game, and her ability to average 8 boards has really increased the pace of play for Iowa this year.
Fight for the rebound, controlled by Southeastern Louisiana. Out for Harvey, couldn't get a handle on the shot. 73 to 38, so this has turned into the runaway that was predicted. Got a very undersized team, and there's another basket for Sedano. Very undersized in the Lady Lions. It was going to be straight uphill on a day like today. Sedano piling up 18 now. And a crowd with a salute. Slapped away by Opwalter. 46 seconds to go here in the third.
I mean, that last pass that Caitlin Clark had, that's her 10th assist. So that means that's her 41st double-double of her career. I mean, she's just special.
Cunningham launches up. And that one's going to get out. Boy, it caught every piece of the iron, but it dropped in. Cunningham with 15 points. Came in averaging just 7 a game, so she has been pretty darn good today. Last seconds here, the third. And Clark will dump it down for Sonano. She'll drive and score again. They set that up beautifully. That's the end of the third quarter. Boy, these two together is something.
It's phenomenal. Caitlin Clark with her 11th assist to her partner in crime inside. Monica Sonano, the recipient of so many of Caitlin Clark's great times. Iowa up big.
Score by quarter, it's been all Hawkeyes. They lead at 77 to 41 over Southeastern Louisiana. Fourth quarter coming your way as we look at our Seattle Regional 4 brackets. And all set for Sunday. The winner of this one certainly looking like the Hawkeyes taking on Georgia on Sunday at 3 o'clock on ABC.
Oh, that's going to be an exciting time. on ABC on Sunday afternoon with the Georgia Bulldogs advancing in our earlier game today. And their staunch defense is something that's going to be intriguing to watch against this high-powered Iowa offense,
which is #1 in the country in points per game. Caitlin Clark with 24, along with 11 assists and 8 rebounds in this game. So field goals by quarter, 63% to start it. So they were scorching hot, even better in the third.
69% from the floor in the third quarter. I mean, Iowa is just a machine, and I've said it before. It's just their continuity, their chemistry, the ability to know each other so well, with returning 5 starters for the 3 years in a row. A little miscue on that one. But that happens, and that's what Lisa Bluter has said as well. I mean, especially in the case of Caitlin Clark. I mean, it's high risk, high reward. You trust her decisions, though, that she's going to make more rewards than risk when she has the basketball in her hands.
And Lisa's been right.
A lot of times.
Most of the time.
Absolutely.
Martin outside the 3. Marshall will back it away. Sonato, great position again. And when she gets that low, forget it, it's lights out.
Well, that's why she posts up right in front of the rim like that, because then she can pick and choose which side she's going to go to, right? She keeps her seal, keeps her position, and that's the worst place for a post defender to be, is straight behind.
You know, Rebecca Lobos talked about, you know, the first time she started playing college basketball, it was a revelation. She had to get down and really get deep in there,
Yes.
really drive the opponent back. You know, it takes a little while to learn that.
Absolutely. And it takes a little while to learn to be loose on defense in the post as well. I mean, offense, yes, you have to hold your seal and wait for the ball to get to your hand before you make your move. But on the defensive end, boy, if you get stuck or wedged in there, that's a long night. But yeah, I had to learn that on the defensive end, not to try to block everything, but to get loose and get around and get a steal instead.
Clark on the drive, blocked. In on the play by Bell. And then an intentional.
She was upgraded to an intentional foul earlier in the game on Molly Davis.
I believe that was the call here, Christy. Take a look.
Here comes Clark. And rotating over is Bell. Clearly takes a swing at Clark. Contact above the shoulder and hits her right in the face.
We have an intentional foul on the floor. We're going to review for an upgrade.
All right, so we're going to take the break. 8:28 remaining in the game. Bell with another one, 79-41. For the 3rd straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN and brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
That's how you do the gritty, Dave, like that.
Wait a minute now.
If you do it.
Wait a minute. Well, they took a look at that foul by Taylor Bell on Caitlin Clark. Take another look here.
She gets a piece of the ball, and I think that's what saves her, that she made a play on the ball, but there was extra contact above the shoulders, and they're going to leave it as an intentional foul, is what the officials came and told us during the break.
Her second. So Clark at the line where she makes 83%. Makes the pair, and with that second one, she's out. And the day is done for the freshman Taylor Bell, who had some really, really good moments in this game, 2 intentionals aside, but that cost her the rest of the afternoon.
Right, some handshakes for the Iowa players on the bench on the way out. Maybe felt a little remorseful with the contact that she made there on Clark, but in the first half, she had that same kind of contact on Molly Davis.
Also up on the head. Stolke underneath. Boy, that's a sweet move.
I mean, she is just so solid in terms of her footwork on the interior. Jan Jensen, the assistant coach at Iowa, is the post coach. And she takes pride in teaching the fundamentals, the basics on the interior play for the Hawkeyes.
Going to get a foul here on the Hawkeyes and on Warnock. I think you're going to see Lisa go to the bench here as Clark comes out. 12 assists, 26.7 rebounds. It's like an average day.
I mean, I was going to say, I mean, that's just a typical performance by a phenomenal junior, Caitlin Clark. Two-time Big Ten Player of the Year.
And racking up a lot of endorsements.
Yes.
Madison Ave has taken notice of Caitlin Clark and her brilliance.
No doubt. I mean, she has a Nike deal. She has a Buick deal.
Foul on the floor here with 7:18 to go. Number 2 scorer in the country, number 1 in assists, and Big Ten Player of the Year, unanimous first team All-American. Just took home the Big Ten Tournament MVP at 30 in the title game with 17 assists and 10 rebounds, her 10th career triple-double, and doing a lot of this in the clutch, you know, in tournament championships or at the buzzer, different level stuff.
Well, that's when you create your legacy, right? It's done in the postseason. It's done in clutch moments. That's when you show who you are. You can't have 2 points in a championship game if you're that player.
Tie up here in a great family unit.
I love it.
They're having a great time. You know, Ann did not have a lot of smiles when the game got underway. She was pretty nervous. The brothers were very cool, Blake and Colin. They were right there doing this the whole time.
Yeah, I love Blake and Colin and the stories that have come out of their household, how Caitlin played pickup with her brothers. And that's how she got that toughness about her and never backing down. Blake, the older brother, is kind of like her advisor, and Colin, the younger brother, is still in high school. And he's like that cuddly one. and has said, you know, that Caitlin kind of cuddles up with. So it's a great family dynamic.
You wonder, too, when did they begin to realize, wait a minute, the stuff she's doing, you know, as a little basketball player, just a little kid, but this is different stuff now. We've got ourselves something else here.
Well, she's always been so competitive, and she said it before, like, she just wanted to be on the court with her brothers. She just wanted to play with the boys, and, you know, her parents allowed that. It created that passion that she has for the game and passion for winning and performing in clutch moments.
That's a different kind of gene, I think. And you've coached for a long time, very successfully. And, you know, you've got a son who's a great player, who's getting recruited by teams, you know, schools all over the country. So you know how all of this works. But it's remarkable to watch a player who has that clutch gene, that big-time gene, and over executes big plays in those spots. It's just unusual.
Well, that's what makes them different, when players can perform at that level consistently. And that's a major word, right? Can you be consistent in your skill set with your opponents knowing what they need to take away and they can't do it well? That's when you know there's a different level to that play.
So we can look ahead now to what's coming up on Sunday afternoon on ABC. It's going to be Iowa taking on Georgia. Georgia, tremendous defensive opponent. They play suffocating defense. And as you look ahead to that matchup, and, you know, Georgia's got to be thinking as we speak, you know, how do we slow down number 22? What do we do at number 25? How do we keep these guys from getting 85, 90, 100 points?
Well, they have to do a great job on the offensive glass, right? They have to make Iowa take the ball out of the net rather than off the glass and pushing tempo. That's how you can slow down the pace of play. But in terms of in the quarter court, they really have to communicate well, because the quickness and awareness that Caitlin Clark has of her teammates and where to strike as a team, not just for her, but collectively as a group, that's going to be something that Georgia's going to have to take away. They have to take away her vision on the catch.
O'Grady with a travel. I don't know how the officials could have the courage to call a violation on an O'Grady on St. Patrick's Day, but somehow they managed to do it. 5:05 to go.
Go talk to him, Dave, see if they can.
I'm the man, right? I'm the guy to do it.
Wind your finger around and say you need to look at it.
Right.
Look at that and change it.
Officials have done a really nice job here today. Flowers on the baseline. Last 5 minutes here. What has been a fun day, particularly for Hawkeye and Lady Bulldog fans. That one tapped away. They are on a collision course on ABC on Sunday afternoon. Check out our thrilling drives brought to you by Nissan.
Iowa Sue, we see you wearing the Clark and Sedano law firm shirt. I love it. And this is why the connectivity of these two players is amazing. They know each other so well, both on and off the court. Caitlin Clark just knows how to set up her friend, Monica Sedano, for success.
They've combined for 48 points here this afternoon in round one. The Hawkeyes about to sail into the second round. And a date with Georgia. Molly Davis on the move. A little pull up, and it'll roll off the iron. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. And knocked away by Davis, and she'll steal it.
Molly Davis is just so tough-minded. Not giving up anything easy.
Cunningham in transition, can't get it to drop. So Iowa will be win number 27. Southeastern Louisiana will fall to 21-10. O'Grady on the strike. Gave her 6 points today. (87-41). Not a seat to be had. Totally sold out here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It's been one of the really fascinating stories of the first round, the first and second round, how quickly every seat went here. That's going to be banked in.
Come on now. Hey, that's just a microcosm of what has happened here at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Wettering from way downtown.
Yeah, glass work.
They hit 90. Cunningham's jumper won't fall.
7 threes have gone in for the Hawkeyes in this one. But that one was the most dramatic by far.
Pierre beating the field and will lay it in. She's been fun to watch today. 5'4" freshman from Springfield, Louisiana. She had 11 rebounds in a conference title game the other day.
It's not the outside. I keep telling people it's not the outside, it's the inside. The firepower in the heart. Can't measure that.
Hey, for the third straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN through Sunday, April 2nd. That is a championship game. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Big crowd in Texas, 90-43. And both sides going to their bench here in the last couple of minutes.
This Southeastern Louisiana team, they have no seniors. So this is a young team. I mean, we've called out a lot of freshmen.
McCabe will drill that one.
Another one.
Taylor McCabe, a freshman.
Going for 100, I guess, here at home. But going back to the Lady Lions not having any seniors, I mean, this is a young team. We've talked about how many freshmen have performed well here in this contest. But you have to be encouraged that you have this experience, because you can't replicate this experience, this environment here on the road, first round of the NCAA tournament, your first time ever to do that. I mean, there's a lot of reward that you can pay off moving forward for their team.
It's a wonderful accomplishment for the Lady Lions. Iowa continues to pour it on, but Southeastern Louisiana getting to the tournament for the very first time. Ayla Guzzardo's 6th year. She said, they said we couldn't win with Louisiana players, and they proved them wrong by winning the conference championship. Did it dramatically, coming from behind twice in the semifinals and the finals to get their first bid. And they'll never forget this.
No, they won't. And the pride of that, having Louisiana kids on the roster. And they did that. And, okay, yes, they proved people wrong, but most importantly, they proved themselves right in that moment.
Get the feeling they'll be back too.
Absolutely, and that's what's going to carry them forward.
Cunningham. No on that one. 42 seconds to go. They're in celebration mode here at Iowa City. They got exactly what they showed up for, didn't they?
They did. They got a show. They had the Caitlin Clark show, but most importantly, they had the Iowa Hawkeye show. They were connected on both sides of the court. They got it done defensively, a 16-6 advantage at fast break points.
Clark, 26 points, 12 assists. Had a couple of steals as well, and 7 rebounds.
54 paint points to only 18 for the Lady Lions. I mean, they pounded the ball inside. 61% from the floor, as you said, Dave. It's just amazing.
(95-43). Iowa rolls at home in front of the sellout. And it is on to round number 2 for Lisa Bluder and the Hawkeyes. It's Georgia next on Sunday afternoon.
Teamwork makes the dream work for the Iowa Hawkeyes. 27 assists on 36 made shots, 60% from the floor, 40% from 3, and over 80% from the line.
So we look at the bracket. And Christy, your thoughts on the matchup with Georgia?
I think it's going to be a phenomenal contrast of styles. Iowa, they want to push the pace. They want to get early buckets in the shot clock. But for Georgia, they want to be disruptive. They want to take the ball out of the hands of Caitlin Clark so she can't be as masterful as she has been this season. 52% of Iowa's offense is because of Caitlin Clark.
Well, this crowd loves him, don't they? For Christy Winter-Scott and our entire crew, I'm Dave O'Brien. Thanks for being with us all day long, and we'll see you again on Sunday. Let's toss it to our man, the great Kevin Agandi in Sports Center, as we say so long from Iowa City.